Happy Friday, everyone. It is awesome. It is Friday. I'm watching the 2024 WJC World Junior Championships gold medal game. USA was up 1-0 after one. Gabriel Perot, who was the number one pick in this last year's draft, is now scored a goal. They gave up a goal. They got another goal. So there's 7 minutes and change left in the second period. They're up 2-1. And the former great Ranger goalie, Henrik Lundqvist, is at the game. That's kind of cool. And did you see last night they had Kim Mulkey night at the LSU win over Mizzou? Everybody's dressed up like Kim Mulkey. I thought that was hilarious. They got the win yesterday, 92-72. I think they're 14-1? They're playing some very good basketball. Let me get that information in front of me. Yeah, LSU. I love the Kim Mulkey night. Yes. Yeah, all out, 92-72, 14-1. They're 7th in the nation. Missouri fell to 9-5. Angel Reese, 21-13 rebounds. Anissa Morrow, 25, and Flojo Johnson with 24. They're playing good. And tonight, Caitlin Clark takes the number 4 Iowa team into the RAC to play Rutgers. And I remember I looked for tickets online. I was seeing if Lisa is going to the game tonight. That's what I was trying to figure out, if Lisa's going to the game, but I'm not 100% sure on that front. So I don't know if she's going or not, but the tickets were astronomical. They were hundreds of dollars months ago, and now with all the hype surrounding her game, which I'll tell you the truth, you want to hear some crazy stuff? I follow a woman, Lindsay D'Arcangelo, and she put up some amazing stuff about Caitlin Clark. This is from Morning Blitz. I told you I love Morning Blitz. 15 games this year. Iowa women's basketball star Caitlin Clark has 450-plus points, 100-plus rebounds, 100-plus assists, 900-plus winning percentage. In the last 25 years, the only other NBA, WNBA, or D1 men or women's players to put up those numbers any 15-game span, LeBron James. LeBron did it in April, May 2009, and again in January, February 2010. Think about that. 450-plus points in a 15-game. So what's that, 30 a game? 15, so 6 rebounds a game, 6 assists, and kicking ass. 900, you're winning a lot of games. Yeah, what was that, 14 out of 15, basically? Kind of like that. Up, and they just scored again. 3-1 USA. Nice going. Nice. Yeah, the Swedes, and it's in Sweden, the fans are not happy. I wish I was there. That's awesome. 3-1, they got another goal. This USA team looks like, and those jerseys are toit. Toit, I tell you. And it also should be noted she's shooting 48.7%, 59.6 from 2, 40% from 3 this season. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel Galligan. Caitlin Clark has now scored 30-plus points 45 times during her career, 45 of 115 career games, 39% of the total games she's played, she has scored 30-plus points. That is a scoring machine. Scoring machine. And I saw Curry was passed in the All-Star voting by Luka, but, shit happens. I mean, it happens sometimes. And I was, Panarin got snubbed. They had some of the All-Stars that were named to the All-Star team, and Igor was named, and Panarin is having a phenomenal season. He had an goal and assist last night, or just what did he do last night? Yeah, they won 4-1. Bedard didn't do much, but it was fun watching. It's nice watching the Rangers actually win a game. Kreider, goal looked like a kick. Hey, Ari told me that rule is inconsistent at best. And hey, what's up there, Michigan? That it's inconsistent at best, and that's a problem. And that, it could have been, it looked like a kick, looked like it might have been a half kick, but that it's his 9th 20-goal scoring season. What did he do last night? Trocheck had 2 assists. Panarin had a goal, his 24th, assist 29. They improved to, did I not write down their record? I think was that their 26th win of the season? What about the Rangers? Let me look that up. What's the Rangers record? Help me out here. Everybody's quiet today. I don't even think, I think I caught the guys off mark that they didn't even check. Yeah, they are now 26-10-1. Blackswell fell to 11-25-2. Trocheck 2 assists. Mika had an assist. As I said, Kreider had a goal. He's now 5 behind Brian Leach, who's 3rd with 106 power play goals. He's 4th with 101. He's going up and up the list. And Brennan Othman, the 2021 first-round pick, 1226 of ice time. His parents flew in. His sister, his grandparents, they all flew in for the game. He wasn't on the ice for goals, 4 against, 5 shots, 3 hits. He said you only get to play your first game once. He said Johnny Bonino calmed him down. He said I have fun, enjoy the moment. That's what he said to himself. And yeah, I mean that's awesome. Hey, and there he is. Josh has joined us. And Rangers 6-1 last 7 against Chicago and 12-3-1 against the Western Conference this season. How about that? So Rangers are up 3-1. I don't know if Josh has the game on, if he has the NHL Network. Not everybody does. So that's a thing that, if you don't have it, you don't have it. If you do, you do. Yes, I told you Rangers will bounce back. Yeah, you did. But they're playing the Blackhawks, which the Devils are playing tonight, but they got the win. And the Islanders won in Arizona yesterday. I think I was watching that. Now, aren't you all excited that the Jets voted Aaron Rodgers most inspirational player? Because his inspiration was that he played four games, and then he bullshitted the team nonstop that he was coming back from injury and he was going to play this season and shock the world. No, he didn't shock the world at all. Not even close. And didn't lead to a lot of inspirational wins for that part. It sounds like snow Sunday in New England, where they've lost 15 in a row, which could be the last game for Bill Belichick with the Patriots. We shall see how that goes on that front. And, yeah. And did you see yesterday, too? After the Wemby on his 20th, he took a ball behind his back and hit unbelievable. He's 20, turned 20 yesterday. And Giannis had 44 in the win. They won by 3. But afterwards, Robin Lopez, was it Robin Lopez or was it Brooks Lopez? Who was it? I thought it was Robin Lopez. Wasn't it Robin Lopez? Which Lopez? Lopez Bucks. I thought it was Lopez. Yeah, Brooks Lopez. It wasn't Brooks Lopez. And I wrote the wrong name down. I got to fix that. I think I put the name down as, yeah, I think, thanks for the game reminder. Oh, you are correct. Yeah, they're up 3-1. They went up 3-1, Michigan. Yes, I think I said the wrong name. Yes. I put Robin. I got to switch that. That is not Robin. It is Brooks Lopez. I knew I screwed that up. So Brooks swapped jerseys with the Coyote, the Spurs mascot, which I thought was hilarious. I mean, that's just like beyond awesome to switch jerseys with. Him and his brother have a very, I would say they're very. What's the word I'd use for them? They're young at heart. Yeah, I can't believe I screwed that up. Brooks Lopez, right? Is it Brooks Lopez or is it just, yeah, Brooke? No, it's Brooks, not Brooke. Brooke Lopez. Dude, how did I screw that up? It's Brooke Lopez. Brooke Lopez. Brooke. That's crazy. I don't know why I put that down. I got to fix that. So Brooke Lopez swapped jerseys with the mascot, the Coyote. I thought that was great. Yeah. And most inspirational. Most inspirational. Come on. Cut the crap here. Are you guys kidding me? Yeah. They're different. Yes, Josh, they are different, to say the least. They are different. And you know what I didn't know also, Josh? I mean, I know Rob is feeling under the weather. Anaheim 2-10-2 in the last 14 games against Winnipeg. Not good. And the Panthers are on a 6-game win streak. And Scheisse. Who's the other team on a 6-game win streak? I know the Panthers swept the season series with, not lost it, the Vegas Golden Knights. They swept the season series. The Kraken have won 6 in a row. They beat the Ottawa Senators 4-1. They're now 16-14-9. Ottawa fell to 14-20. Connor Bedard, 15 goals, 18 assists, 38 games. He leads Chicago in both categories as well as all rookies, and he was Rookie of the Month in November and December this year. He's played every game this season, and Panthers swept Vegas 6 straight. They're 24-12-2, and Vegas fell to 22-12-5. And this was interesting to me. The Winter Classic, only 1.11 million on TNT and True TV, smallest audience in history. First time ever. It was not the most watched game of the NHL season. Thank you, Front Office Sports. And I'm thinking it was a great venue. You got the Kraken and the Knights. Was it because of the college football playoff? But that wasn't for a while. That game was a couple hours away. And I'm thinking, great venue, great teams. Why would the game be, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all to me. So I was like, wow, really? It's cooking for Cocoa Puffs, man. But you know what? They got to make these games are great. And I thought it was great they had the game. I thought the uniforms were fantastic. And if the fans didn't watch, then, hey, hockey's a great sport. Even better to watch. TV's great, but in person, it's even better. And how can you not be patriotic watching USA right now playing hockey and playing very good hockey right now and going out there and kicking ass and taking names? That's all you want. That's all you want, to go out there. Now, tomorrow, I have on Arbitrary Graphics, which is Eric's name on Instagram. It's Arbitrary Analytics on Instagram, on Twitter, and he is all about Nebraska football. And he's never done it before. I said, dude, it doesn't matter. He goes, is it going to be a casual, or can I get deep into analytics and all this? I said, dude, of course. Go deep dive as far as you want, because I'm kind of curious what he has. In that, he said he's been doing work on. He's a little nervous, hasn't been. But I said, I'm going to let you go, and you go as geeky as you want, as deep, as technical. I'm just very interested in what he has to tell me, because this is a team that has had 7 straight bowl-less seasons in a row, and 5-7, Matt Rule's first season with Nebraska, and I'm kind of curious what they're going to do going forward. I'm just like, listen, what's it? Dylan. I've heard Raiola. And I'm going to try to get the right pronunciation for him, because I keep reading Riola. His dad played, his uncle's an offensive coordinator, his father starred there. So I'm kind of curious what, they really did not have a good season. They finished with 4 losses in a row. They scored 18 points a game. They gave up 18.2. A lot of low-scoring games. They ended the season with a lot of low-scoring games. And if they had beaten Iowa in the season finale, they would have qualified for a bowl game. But it didn't happen. And that's the only sport. That's the professional team. Nebraska football is the professional team. I mean, they hold Memorial Stadium over 81,000. That's a lot of people. The black shirts and all that stuff. So I'm excited to see what he has to say tomorrow. And we're doing early morning tomorrow, because Michigan is going out, and I got to do it when she's out of the house. And that's what, yeah. So now the Mets, I did not know this is what I was trying to get to. The Mets, I didn't know Alonso and Bader played together at Florida. I did not know this at all. I was like, wait a minute. They played. So they played together. Alonso tweeted, "The Diesel brothers are back, baby." They played together in Florida 2014-15. They went to a College World Series in 2015. Bader that year hit .358 in Omaha. Then he went to the Cardinals. 2016, Alonso went back to the College World Series, and they won their only natty in 2017, which I thought was kind of interesting. And Bumbles sent me something. The defense wins championships. Run saved as runs scored. But I said, don't you have to score first? It's great you're saving all the runs, but you're going to have to put runs on the board, which coming off a 75 and 87 season, we shall see what happens. But, I mean, I thought that was kind of interesting, about the whole thing with Bader and Alonso back as teammates. I mean, maybe it'll, revitalize his career. I mean, he came in, I guess we're going to see. Wow, Carolina's six-game road point streak, 5-0-1. That's pretty awesome. All right. And Bubba Thompson, I was talking to Yankees Recap yesterday, because I saw a thing put up that Blake Snell is with I got to find that, with Gary Sanchez this past season, when I got a big nope except from Yankees Recap. Oh, they just scored a goal, 3-2. God damn it. And with very little time left in the second period. 5 seconds left. Can't give him a goal. 5 seconds left in the second period. Changes momentum. That's a bad goal to give up. 3-1 going to the third looks a lot better than 3-2. That's a bad goal. I got to see what happened here. Yeah. I want to see if Michigan saw that. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Nice shot. Wide open net. I think they're on the power play. I'm not 100% sure. Because I'm doing a show. But I got a big note, except for Ethan. He said it'd be kind of fun. Gary Sanchez train left the station a few years ago, isn't coming back. This was from Yankees rep the Bronx Pinstripes on X, formerly known as Twitter. If the Yankees were to sign Blake Snell, do you think the Yankees should also bring back Sanchez? Blake Snell started to pitch really well and turn around this season when Gary was behind the plate with Sanchez behind the plate, 11-3, 1.29 ERA, 147 strikeouts. That's big. That's big. Yeah, that's big. But Josh said no. Aaron said no. Pretty much everybody said no. Yeah. Oh, so Josh is watching the game. Okay. Oh, you're watching the game now. Good. And, dude, you can do two things at once. You can have this on, but that was a bad goal, right? Josh, you would say 5 seconds left in the period? Not good. Not good. Yeah. Yeah. And Czechoslovakia beat Finland 8-5 in the third place game. Yeah. But so Bubba Thompson was another guy I read about who they got, who really hasn't played a lot, but he's only 26, 22 of 27 in steal attempts. StatCast Elite, I think this is from Sarah Langs. His elite speed is only behind Ellie De La Cruz, who stole home plate, and Bobby Witt Jr. are the only two guys ahead of him. So that's a guy, you get him hitting a little better and everything. Anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. We shall see what happens on that front. But I thought that was kind of interesting. And Dallas has a 16-game home win streak going to the playoffs. They could have 2 playoff games. Cooper DeJean can become the first Iowa defensive back selected in first round since 97, which, of course, they didn't answer for me, but I decided, hey, I'm going to do this myself. And 1997, Tom Knight was drafted number 9. He was from New Jersey. Hey, what's up, Chris? And he was 1997, Tom Knight drafted by the Cards, defensive back. Played 73 games in the NFL, 3 interceptions, 2.5 sacks. He was picked ahead of Tony Gonzalez in 97. He played 6 years for the Cardinals and Ravens. Now, Baker Mayfield, they say, is questionable, but Todd Bowles says he's playing. And he's playing against a team that released him last year. The Bucs have to win for him to make the playoffs. They're 8-8 going against 2-14 Panthers. And I saw some interesting stuff with incentives this postseason, which is kind of crazy. Let me see. Let me get my hands on that stuff. I got the playoff scenarios, okay. Baker Mayfield, $2.2 million. Make the playoffs, he makes $1 million, and finish in the top 10 of 4 passing categories, $300,000 each. So he needs a win. He's currently 6 in TDs, 8th in yards, 9th in passer rating, and tied for 9th in yards per attempt. Geno Smith, $2 million. Make the playoffs. How close is a victory over Arizona and a Green Bay loss, or a number of scenarios involving ties? He gets $2 million. $1.25 million for Chris Jones. Goal, 10 sacks. He has 9.5, so I guess he's going to play to get that $1.25 million. Jadeveon Clowney, $750,000, 9 sacks this season. He has 8.5 and already attained $1 million in bonuses for 5 and 7 sacks, which is kind of like that's not a lot of sacks to get those numbers, in my opinion. And DeAndre Hopkins, $750,000, goal, 75 receptions, 1,050 yards, 8 touchdowns, additional $250,000 each. So he has 68 receptions, 1,011 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So he already got $1.5 million. I mean, that's, hey, interesting, right? I mean, hey, if you can get it, go for it. But yeah, watching the hockey, goddamn, that goal, 5 seconds left. You can't give him a goal, 5 seconds left. Come on, you can't let that happen. Just can't. You can't do it. Yeah, and it was a bad goal. Yeah, I don't know he wasn't even playing the whole net on that one, Josh. Come on, right? Terrible goal. And Emmanuel Acho says what he loves about football. Super Bowl, 112 million people. Ohio State for Michigan, 19 million. And the men's basketball D1 final, 15 million. And I love this. This is for Ernesto. Justin Field says, I know their fans are going to be loud, the Green Bay fans, because there's not much to do in Green Bay except watch football. You think that's going to piss off some fans? You think? Oh, and, the best thing I did, Josh always complained that my light sucked on everything. So I got what's it called? The light, the ring. Well, the wire had ripped. So I invested in a newer one, and the light now I just plug it in and it works. It's perfect. So Josh was like, I can't really see you. And now it's like, Josh is like, wow, you're in living color, baby. And yes, I am. There I am. In the flesh, baby. Looking good, feeling good. Feeling very, very good. Yeah, I got to cut back on the caffeine. Actually, there's no caffeine in my body. It's just all me. And the top tackles now this is interesting. This is from Legit Football. Top tacklers in football this year. Zaire Franklin has 170 for the Colts. Next is Bobby Wagner, who was basically run out of town in Seattle, went to the Rams, now back with Seattle. He's a $168. How about Foyasade Ula Ankin? Ula Ankin. He is 166. So Ula Ankin has 166 for the Jags. And then Alex Singleton has 164 for Denver. Now, Franklin was a 7th-round pick, 235th pick in the 2018 draft out of Syracuse. 235, he leads the NFL. So I love these guys. He's a 7th-round pick. Those are not guys that are supposed to dominate the game the way they do. But that's not it. That's not the only guy. Ula Ankin was the 200th pick, round 6, also 2018, out of Yale, out of an Ivy League school. And then Alex Singleton was undrafted 2000 and what is that? 2000 and I think it was 2016 out of Montana State. So undrafted. You have 2 guys drafted in the 6th, 7th round, and then Alex Singleton was undrafted 2016. So he goes over to the CFL with the Calgary Stampeders and plays for them from 2016 to 2018, wins a Grey Cup in 2018, and then gets in the NFL, and he ends up with the Broncos, and he's having a career year. So 3 out of the 4 guys leading in tackles are guys you would not expect to be on this list. It just goes to show you that first round, second, just because you're drafted, doesn't matter what you're drafted, it's what you do once you do get drafted. And to me, this is, wow, so Isaac Howard has 7 goals in the World Championships, World Junior Championship. They have a lot of guys scoring goals. 5 guys. Wow. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. And, but I saw that list. I was like, wow, that is freaking cool, man. That is really cool. Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson said it's going to be probably a game time decision if he plays, and they got to win that game to make the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, got to get it done. Oh, Isaac Howard, 2 goals in the second period versus Sweden. All right, congrats there, dude. Let's get the win. And most second half points this year per game. Oh, Angel has joined us. What's up, Angel? And Niners 14, Rams, Eagles, and Dolphins 13.3, and the Packers come in at 12.8. The fewest, which is kind of interesting, KC 7.8 points in the second half. They have not been a good second half team. Oakland with 7.4, Jets and Titans with 7.3, and the Pats 7.2. I thought that was kind of interesting. So NFL stats, thank you for that one. Also, Bob Stoops is going to be the head coach of the Arlington Renegades in the United Football League in 2024, for those who care. And Tannehill starting against the Jags. I mean, it could be Beathard versus Tannehill, and Jags got to win to make the goddamn playoffs. And Will Levis is still out with a foot injury. So, I mean, we're going to see what happens there. But, yeah. And, with all the playoff scenarios going on, what else do I? Oh, yeah, do I have any Jets stuff? Oh, yeah. The 15-game losing streak is kind of annoying to think about. I definitely want to end the season on a good note and to get a W, especially on them. Yeah, good going. Yeah, you think, Sally? You think? And Michael Nania, he always talks about Jet stuff. I thought this was awesome. He said, did Hackett even watch any film of his players when he joined the team? He said, Breece Hall's route running flashes were all over his tape last year, and I was talking about tapping into it in January, yet this guy didn't know until midway through the season. Would love to see the Jets tap into Breece Hall, he said. That was back in January last year. That's what he said. And, I said he's going to have the whole off season to watch as much tape. But here's a guy who's following the team, and you have a guy who's getting paid to coach the offensive coordinator who wasn't up on this shit with Breece Hall. You don't think Breece Hall can do everything? The guy is athletic as hell. And, that shit just chaps my ass, man. Chaps my ass. It has to piss off Aaron, Josh, Jay, Marco, Broccoli Rob, all my Jet fans out there, or any, think about this. You're a professional. You're getting paid to do this shit. That's something you should take advantage of. But you know what? Hackett is a terrible, terrible coach who showed it in Denver and has shown it with the Jets. He should be out of the league. He sucks. He sucks. He really sucks. That's what I have to say on that front. Now, the Ravens, Tucker is going to his 7th. What is Tucker going to? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I get this right. I thought it was his 7th, but let me just make sure I get Tucker right here. Tucker is going to his Pro Bowl place kicking. Let me see. 7th Pro Bowl, tied for the most selections with Morton Anderson. So, again, I got this gem from Michael Nanny. He says, popularity contest. I totally agree. He said, supposedly the so-called GOAT, Justin Tucker, this year has made 86% of his field goals, 1 for 5 from 50+. And Greg Zuerlein, the people's GOAT, has made 94% of his field goals and is 5 for 6 from 50. Says something there. Now, Justice Hill and Gus Edwards are the Ravens' top running backs. But they did sign Melvin Gordon, and they, who's going to get a lot of carries. If he doesn't pan out, they signed Dalvin Cook to the practice squad. Dalvin Cook could be starting a goddamn playoff game. And also they signed former Maryland running back Jake Funk to the practice squad. That's another guy who could play. But Gordon expects to get a lot of playing time because Mason Rudolph is going to start that game. And if he plays well enough, and if they don't see enough from Cook, they'll probably get rid of Cook. Now, I thought this was interesting. Victor Fur in the Athletic wrote about Antonio Pierce. Now, Antonio Pierce is in right now on an interim basis. When he said, and Pierce said his worst day as a coach was his first one 2 months ago, as he had gained experience and not been shy for asking for help. He brought in Marvin Lewis, Tom Coughlin, and Adam Gase the first week of December to sit on meetings and provide input. So Coughlin stayed in for a week. Coughlin was his coach when he came over to the Giants. He won a championship in 2007. And Gase and Lewis, Marvin Lewis and Adam Gase have stayed on ever since. Hey, what's up there? Company of Jace. Yeah, so they have stayed on ever since. They're 4-4 under Pierce since they fired McDaniels. McDaniels is 3-5, and the losses were by an average of 14 points. And Pierce's 4 losses had by an average of 6 points. Hey, what's up there, Rob? But So he's coached by Lewis and Coughlin. Lewis was his defensive coordinator in 2002 with the Redskins. And if I'm correct, he was an undrafted free agent. He wasn't drafted at Arizona. They thought he was too small to play linebacker. Again, idiots out there. He said, just mentors and gentlemen who have been with me since I was 22, 23, know me well, people that I've always said when I decide to get into coaching that I'll take a little bit of this, I'll take a little bit of that. So Coughlin coached him for 5 years. As I said, won a Super Bowl. Pierce was a defensive coordinator with Washington in 2002 and was on his staff with Pierce at Arizona State for 3 years from 2019 to 2021. And Gase is connected to Raiders interim general manager Champ Kelly from the time together with the Broncos and the Bears. He's also very tight with the Raiders offensive coordinator Bo Hardigree, who was on Gase's staff with the Dolphins and the Jets. He said, I said that at the very beginning. It's a production-based, and it's about wins and losses. But I do also think for the most part in those 8 or 9 weeks, it's been a solid foundation that we built as a team and as an organization that we can look on and say, okay, those are the things that went well. And, some of the other things that we can do better. And that's how he looks at it. I mean, I just thought that was amazing. That, that he's not this cocky guy who's like, oh, you know what? I do this on myself. To ask for help and guys you trust. That Coughlin came out for a week. That Gase is still out there. That Marvin Lewis is still out there, just sitting on meetings. And they think that Marvin Lewis might get a job if Pierce is brought on long-term, is given the taking the interim office tag and made the full-time coach, that he could get a job in the front office. And I think that's listen, they're playing a lot better football. I still think they need a quarterback. Jimmy G's not the answer. Aiden O'Connell's not the answer. But they're building a foundation there that I think Pierce is a guy. Give him a shot. Give him a shot. See what he can do. I mean, he's got the guys playing hard. They're playing totally opposite how they were playing with under Josh McDaniels. Totally different team. And that's all you can ask for. And I read that story and I said, that is a great goddamn story. And I wanted to share with everybody. So I was like, that's good. Now, Pittsburgh, Rudolph's going to make his 3rd straight start. They scored at least 30 points the last 2 after not scoring 30. And I didn't have Pickens playing last week. Well, Pickens 11 catches, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns the past 2 weeks. And, with all the shit off the ice, 1,140 receiving yards this season. And there are rumors that Russell Wilson is going to sign with the Steelers after his release. And everybody I read was like, we don't want him. We don't want him. We do not want Russell Wilson. But why not? Why not Russell Wilson for a couple of years? Maybe even, put Pickett back on the bench and work on his mechanics and shit and get that together, because Pickett's not the answer. Mason Rudolph, to me, is a guy who's playing okay now, but over the course of the season, he's not going to get it done. He hasn't shown anything to warrant that in the past. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen on that front. But I thought that was interesting, too. And this is Andrew Brandt. I read this. 1 team with 2 wins, 2 teams with 4 wins. Packers have 8 wins. The Green Bay Packers, the Patriots, and the Commanders, no players were elected to the Pro Bowl. Think about what 8-8 this year, the Packers with Jordan Love. Think about there's not really a lot. They said Matt LaFleur is doing a hell of a job. They're 8-8 this year with not a lot of talent around the team. And future looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I mean, they're very interesting. Now, Washington, New England, hey, we're going to see what happens come the offseason. A lot of teams going to have to do work. A lot of teams out there. Like Angels, Vikings going to have to decide what they want to do quarterback-wise. Are they going to re-sign Kirk Cousins? Or are they not? Jaron Hall, not the answer. And Dobbs, not the answer. Backups, Nick Mullins, backup. And you pray you don't need them. And this season has shown more than ever that you got to have a reliable backup out there. Got to have a reliable backup. If you don't, you're going to have a season like you have with Zach Wilson. A lot of teams, a lot of guys out there this year shouldn't be playing football. Boyle should not have been playing football this year. Boyle should never have got in the game for the Jets. Pretty much every quarterback, What was his name? Chris Streveler? I would have brought. Well, he was terrible, but he brought emotion to the team. He more ran than threw the ball. But if half the guys had the passion and energy for the passion and commitment to, just brought that to the game. Imagine he had talent, Streveler. He'd be amazing, because he brings so much gusto to the game that just sucks that it doesn't, just didn't have that this year. Just don't have that pretty much every year. And Amon-Ra St. Brown wasn't happy about getting pushed out. But, dude, it happens. He's tied for second with Tyreek Hill this year. Third most receptions by a Lions player behind only Herman. I remember Herman Moore had 123.95 and Calvin Johnson 122. Yeah, Sam Laporta's had an amazing season. Yeah. You can still name all 16 receivers who were drafted ahead of him at number 112. Feels he should have been a. You see, that keeps you going, man. He said it's fuel to the fire. Yeah, he said he's got to go harder. Dude, I don't think you have to go any harder. You are an amazing, amazing freaking player. But you know what? Carry it over to the playoffs. Use that energy and carry it over to the playoffs. That's what I say on that front. Now, clinching scenarios. Bills basically, if they beat the Dolphins, they'll be the number 2 seed, or they can miss the playoffs entirely if win over the Dolphins or losses by Steelers or Jaguars. The Jags have to win over the Titans or losses by the Steelers, and Colts Texans doesn't end in a tie, which isn't going to happen. So Colts, so basically Bills are at 87% playoff probability, which to me seems, I guess they feel that they're going to beat the Dolphins. Jaguars at 68%. Colts have to beat the Texans or losses by the Steelers and Jags. Texans win if in with win over Colts and losses by Jaguars or Steelers. But I thought they just had to be, I thought they win and they're in. That's where I read somewhere. They win and they're in. Losses by Jaguars or Steelers. Steelers are playing basically, no one's playing for the Ravens. Everybody's sitting out. And Steelers win over the Ravens and losses by Bills or Jaguars. Yeah, we're going to see what that happens. Buccaneers win over the Panthers. They're South champs. Packers win over the Bears or losses by the Seahawks and either Saints or Bucks. Seahawks have to beat the Cardinals and losses by Packers and either Saints or Bucks. Saints have to beat the Falcons, lost by Bucks or losses by Seahawks and Packers. Falcons win over the Saints and lost by the Falcons have, but only 14%, but that's a pretty easy one. So Bucks lose, they beat the Saints, they're in. And Vikings have to beat the Lions and losses by Seahawks and either Saints or Bucks. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of, and I love that the Sunday night game is a playoff game. Bills and Dolphins playoff game. Saturday, Texans at Colts playoff game. These are all playoff games. Bucks and Panthers Sunday. So we got 2 games Saturday. Steelers, Ravens. I mean, Steelers have to win. And then Texans, Colts is basically a playoff game. And out of the list of 100 most watched telecasts, the NFL has 14 spots, which doesn't surprise me at all. Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert, who just made his first Pro Bowl team, have yet to practice, trending in the wrong direction, which is not good. I think Dolphins might be like, they're going to play Tua for a half and get ready to play. I don't think they're going to put. They know they got to get guys healing. I don't know what they're going to do. Buffalo's a 2.5-point favorite in Miami. Houston's ruled out Noah Brown, which is bad, and Jonathan Bernard for Saturday night's game against Indianapolis. Texans make the play, with a win. Jaguars, I don't know. Practiced, but they're trending in the. I guess they're going to play. That's what they keep saying before. I don't know. And we'll see Baker Mayfield ribs. He's playing. Yeah. And how about Puka Nacua needs 4 catches to break Jalen Waddle's record for most catches by a rookie, 104, and 29 receiving yards to break Bill Groman's record for most receiving yards by a rookie, 1473. And I think back then they played 14. USA just scored. I looked up and they got a goal. So 4-2 USA over Sweden. How do you like that? Like that. Oh. So they get the goal right back, which is choice. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. This is one. They got a lot of energy. This group has a lot of energy. So yeah, Puka Nacua's had a hell. Now he's going to catch passes from Carson Wentz. So we'll see how that goes. And he's not expected to get an offensive rookie. Yeah, I think C.J. Stroud has to get it. For what he's done with that team, I think yes. And Tyreek Hill needs 248 yards to pass Calvin Johnson's 1964 and 283 yards to get to 2,000, which isn't happening. He was in a boot I saw. He's only averaging 78.7 receiving yards per game the last 3 games. And Kool-Aid McKinstry from Bama is considered a surefire first-round prospect. PFF gave him an 88.8, 19 catches on 39 targets. Terrion Arnold, another All-American cornerback out of Bama, is considered to be even better than McKinstry. That's another guy. 41 to 79 targets. And Byron Murphy, the second defensive tackle out of Texas, 6'1", 297. He led all defensive tackles in pressure rates, 12.5 this season. And wide receiver Xavier Worthy and running back Jonathan Brooks also declared. But Brooks tore his knee up, and he's not going to be a round 1 pick. And Cooper DeJean, I talked about, is ranked as the draft's number 13 overall prospect. Now Kuiper, he allowed just 20 catches on 46 targets and is an excellent kick returner, that I heard. And, this is kind of cool. This is Bo Melton, the wide receiver who had the first 100-yard game receiving this past week against the Vikings, said Jordan Love has hosted dinner and a film session at his house with the entire offense every Monday since the season started. Defense invited to, just the bond of staying connected with him that's big as a wide receiver. He said it's just crazy how he can bond with everybody, every receiver, every running back. He's a great quarterback. Listen, he's doing everything. That is beautiful. I think that's great. And they had a meme of T.O., when he cried. He goes, he's my quarterback. He's my quarterback. He's crying. He's crying for him. I love him. I love him so much. I love him. Thought that was funny. Aaron Jones leads the NFL in rushing yards for the past 2 weeks. Aaron Jones from the Packers, 247, 6 yards a carry since week 16. Also missed tackles forced and rushes of 10-plus yards over that span. Guess he's healthy. That's a guy. Yeah, he's great. And Jordan Love was NFC Offensive Player of the Week. They've scored 33 points in back-to-back weeks. They are going against the Bears defense, allowing only 3.7 yards per carry, the 4th lowest rate in the NFL. Chicago's defense has not allowed more than 20 points in a game since week 11. And that's what we said. What did we say? We said Josh wanted his lock of the week, and Rob said that he said, watch, this week the Bears will win by 30. But that's the lock. I think the Cowboys, what did Josh say? Vegas says the Cowboys 13-point favorites on Washington. Washington's been playing like shit. Yeah, I saw Josh, 4-2. And I said, dude, I think they're going to kick their asses. And Green Bay at home against Chicago. Chicago's playing for pride. But we saw what happened last year. Lions went in, and Packers had a win to make the playoffs, and the Lions went in and beat them. and it's carried over to the season. So I think that's going to be a big game. Big game. We'll see what happens. Weatherman Rob did say it's not going to snow where I think they're saying we're getting snow here. Now, in New York, I don't think we're going to get much, but I think they said New England's going to get snow for the Pats-Jets game. I'd like some shitty weather. I'd like some shitty weather this weekend. That's what I would like. And I read somewhere Jesse Minter to go to LSU as defensive coordinator. NOF Network put this up. Really? Why would he leave a team playing for a natty to go to LSU under Brian Kelly who hasn't won shit? Why? Why would he leave? To me, and what's the, LSU's going to be like Penn State. They're not going to be able to beat Georgia and Alabama on a consistent basis. And if you can't beat those teams, you're not winning the SEC. Now they could make a playoff, but I think he's in a better situation at Michigan than he is. I mean, he's done a tremendous job. As when I talked to Milton yesterday, I totally agree. So I'm curious about that. And USC 5-star quarterback, what's his name? Malachi Nelson. They said number one recruit 2023. He wants to go to a blue collar program. So they said wants to go Boise State from USC. I mean, that's blue collar, man. You want to go a little blue collar? I was like, why not Rutgers, man? Why not try Rutgers? And Talia Tagovailoa, to his brother, is seeking a waiver for his 6th year. He burned his red shirt in 2019. He played 5 games for Bama, twice playing a total of 2 snaps, which to me, if he played in 5 games but he got 2 snaps, that's bullshit. And there was a couple, you had the pandemic year and everything. So he's trying to get a 6th year as a grad transfer. He threw for 33, 37, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions for Maryland. I don't know why he doesn't want to stay at Maryland, because the Big Ten is going to be even a better conference next year. But I guess he uses he could play as a grad transfer and get an extra year. Is that how it works? I don't know. He's going to try to get a waiver. I don't know why he doesn't want to stay at Maryland, but I was going to ask Ari about that one because and Joshua went to Maryland too, so I could ask both of them about that. But one of the quarterback needy teams believes it's unlikely that he's going to get that 6-year waiver. So we'll see what happens on that front. UNC is targeting former Georgia Tech head coach Jeff Collins, his next defensive coordinator. He was fired in 2022, 1-3 start in 2022, 10-20 at Georgia Tech, but he was 15-10 2 years at Temple. So they finished on they went 2-5 the last 7. In the 5 losses this past season, UNC gave up 33.4 points per game, and they finished 99th in the country in yards allowed per game, 404. Yeah, it's a basketball school. And they play Clemson tomorrow, number 16 Clemson in basketball. That's going to be exciting. You see these Swedish fans clapping. They all look like, oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, oi. I think of Barat. The people are like, hey, oh, hey. What's for Sweden? Hey, I like a Swedish. I always think of from the Muppets, the Swedish chef. I guess that's not politically correct, but it's funny, and I always loved it. Quiet, guys. You guys are quiet today. I'm not. Chris is nothing. I mean, everybody's working. I know, but very quiet. Angel, very quiet today. Not getting a lot of. Rob's under the weather. I get it, but quiet today. Ty Thompson from Oregon, number 67 in the 2021 class, played a lot of games, couple games last couple of years. Last year for Oregon, behind Bo Nix, 7 games, 297 yards, 4 touchdowns. But Oregon brought in Dylan Gabriel and the freshman phenom out of UCLA, Dante Moore. He saw the writing on the wall. He's going to play for Tulane, coming off an 11-3 season. Michael Pratt's going pro. Gumbo Chef has to be excited about that. That's right. That's not a bad thing. Not bad at all, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. On the dump, they brought in. Now, I listen. I watched Will Howard play Kansas State. Will Howard, 34 games, 27 starts in 2020. He led the Wildcats to a Big 12 title over national runner-up TCU in 2000. Yes, threw for 4,276 yards, 39 touchdowns past 2 years. He's a big guy. He can run. 31 turnovers in 4 years. 10 interceptions, lost fumble this past season. But, hey, they weren't happy about the quarterbacks they had. And Mason Brew, which is going to be a little conflicted, said he has 527 less yards, the same number of TDs, 4 more interceptions, a worse completion percentage, and a worse quarterback rating than Kyle McCord this season. And he was benched in the second drive of the Texas Tech game for Avery Johnson, who scored 5 touchdowns in the game, and which made them co-starters for the next game. And then Avery Johnson started and won the bowl game against NC State. Well, he'd already transferred, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah. I don't know, man. Dane Brugler says he's one of the draft pundits, the draft experts at The Athletic. He said he's a great opportunity for him to parlay the 2024 season in a top 100 pick in the 2025. He's mobility, legit run threat at 6'5", which he can. I feel that they had quarterbacks. You know, the Cotton Bowl didn't look good for them for the dump for Ohio State. They had Brown, who got hurt. Kindholtz, who looked in over his head, but his first game. And they just signed 5-star prospect Aaron Noland, who was enrolling early. And, Noland can sit, and you could have Howard. And, I really hope it goes to shit, though. I really do. I would like to see that happen. And Oklahoma State, how about this? This blew my mind. How about this? NCAA granted quarterback Alan Bowman waiver for a 7th season. He's going to turn 24 before next season. 24. Spent 2018, 2020 at Texas Tech, 21 and 22 at Michigan. I remember that. And this past season at Oklahoma State, where he threw for 34-60, 15 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Started in 11 games, passed the 300-yard mark in 5 of them, and threw for 402 yards and 2 touchdowns when they beat Texas A&M 31-23 in the Tax Act Texas Bowl, which I thought was pretty, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, wow, he whacked him in the face, dude. That wasn't a high stick? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude. I mean, that wasn't a high stick? Whacked him in the face. Bullshit. That was a high stick, Josh, that was a high stick, dude. That was a big high. Yeah, come on. Are you kidding me? The coach is like, what? Are you kidding me? That's what I would say. So Bowman, 2019 Texas Tech, was the subject of the request after he started 3 games that year before missing the remainder of the season with an injury. So they gave him, I don't remember him doing much at Michigan in those 2 years. He threw for 605 yards for Texas Tech against Houston 2018, making him the only active quarterback to throw 600 yards in a game. He has started 27 games, over 8,700 yards, and 49 touchdowns, 32 interceptions. 7th year. He's going to be 24. Hey, listen, there's money to be had at Oklahoma State. I don't know what they have to look at. The guy whacked him in the face with the stick. What's there to keep looking at? What do you have to see? Was it intentional? What was he throwing? What was he swinging his stick at? What was he swinging his stick at? There was no puck. He's swinging around. And I don't know. You've been skating long enough that when you skate, you don't turn and whack someone in the face with the stick. I think he went 0 for a second. He's like, oh, am I going to get away with this? No fucking way you're going to get away with it. Are you kidding me, dude? He's look at my lip. Dude, that's blood. Come on. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that was a high. Dude, there was no, I don't know. Yeah, you can't do it, dude. You just can't. Now, this is another guy who could be a beast in college next year. Quinshon Judkins, who just finished he played as a true freshman at Ole Miss. He played this past year. He ran for 106 yards and caught a touchdown pass in their 38-25 win over Penn State in the Peach Bowl. So I don't know what they're giving him. They're giving, I don't have the sound on. So Josh, oh yeah, he put his head back. Something bad. The guy's, oh really? Are you kidding? Boo? Did you see where the stick went? Yeah, I think that's a major, right? So Josh, if you tell me what, I don't know what they got. But it did not look good. And Michigan isn't on here to tell me what's going on. Yeah, it's very quiet today. So Judkins, in his freshman year, he finished 1158 this fall, a year after SEC best. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. 1567, 16 scores last year as a true freshman, and they said Michigan's going to try to grab him. I think everybody's going to try to grab him, but Judkins is a guy I'd like to see play and see what happens. Double minor. So, Josh, tell me what does a double minor mean? Does that mean that he's off the ice? Oh, foul 4-minute power play. So if it's a double minor, does that mean if they score the power play is over, or does that mean the power play's over, or does that mean that that's why I wanted to ask you. Does that mean the power play's over, or does it mean that it's a 4-minute? Oh no, it's not right. Is that what it is? Is it over if he scores in the 4 minutes, or Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So that's what I was curious about. That's where Michigan would answer for me right now, or Ari. That's not my hockey thing. That's what I was curious about. So a 4-minute power play with 13 left. All right, let's see if they get some goals. Now the Nets not playing good basketball. I mean, they're 2-10 their last 12, but Lonnie Walker the fourth is back. Missed 17 games where they went 6-11 without him. They were 9-9 when he went down. 6-10 since 6-11 since. They're hosting the 23-10 OKC. They're 15-20, and Lonnie Walker this year, who is making like $2 million, almost 15 a game, 49 from the field, and 43 from three. And in the last 12 games, the Nets have been 27th in effective field goal, which is the lowest effective field goal percentage, lowest of in the NBA during that time. That's crazy. Oh, Rob, I got stuff to talk about. All right, let's see if is Rob home or is he out? I don't know. Let's see if he comes on. So Lonnie Walker, that's a big pickup for them. Knicks at Philly. Randall says he cares more about winning games. Julius Randall cares more about winning games than he does about All-Star nods.
What was that? First of all, good afternoon, sir.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. You're looking like,
what?
Ooh. Dude, you look like you've seen better days.
Yeah, I'm not. Hold on, I'm not doing the best. Yeah.
Are you working tomorrow?
No, I'm off Saturday and Sunday, and I go back Monday at 10 a.m. So
oh, good. That's good, dude.
Yeah. But
dude, yeah. Are you watching the hockey?
No, I just walked in the door.
So tell me, what's a double minor? And a double minor?
So it's a 4-minute penalty, and if you score a power play, you if a team scores a power play goal, they continue the power play. The guy doesn't come back on the ice.
Oh, really? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It was.
So you could, theoretically, you could score as many as you want on the power play. It doesn't end.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 4 minutes.
So I like Randall saying that he cares more about winning than he does All-Star, which I think's great. Let's
yeah, we can have a little random discussion if you'd like. I'm always let me turn 2 more lights on. Hold on 1 second.
Turn some lights on. Did you see last night? Did you see the shot by Jokic? The 40-footer that went in?
Yeah, Jokic is unbelievable, man.
Did you see Steph Curry after just standing there like a kid who got his bicycle taken off? They stole his bike from him. He looked like Now, whatchamacallit, Kerr got pissed off because I think he got touched and they called a foul and he kind of did it. He does his flailing, which drives me nuts with Jokic. I think a lot of the players are doing it. Luka Doncic.
Oh yeah, a lot of players have been doing that for years.
Yeah, but I feel like
that's been going on.
I feel like it's getting even worse. I feel like it's.
Well, they're supposed to crack down on it this year, and they called it early on, but I haven't really seen it since.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, that look on Curry's face. I have a friend